Hello, you're listening to Reedy Geeks, a Walt Disney World podcast. My name is Andrew, and today I'm joined by the president of the Winnie the Pooh Historical Preservation Society, Sean.
He's getting better at this. Are we looking at this as a trend to monitor?
I don't know.
I think this might be three nicknames in a row. Three good nicknames in a row for you.
Okay, we're in trend territory.
Yeah.
Four is a dynasty.
And Muppet Studios' most reoccurring applicant, JJ.
They keep saying no, and I don't understand why.
You want to be part of them so bad.
Look, I will Muppetize myself.
In today's episode, the geeks share what our ideal solo day would be at Walt Disney World. Hey, thank you again for listening. Just in case you don't know, this March we have a competition going on here at Reedy Geeks. We call it Mouse Madness. There's really no affiliation with any other big bracket challenge going on, maybe in college sports or anything like that.
No, not at all.
Not at all. Not at all. We are pinning 64 restaurants at Walt Disney World against each other to see what is the best sit-down restaurant at Walt Disney World, and we really need your help. If you can, please go on to our Instagram, our link in bio, or there's a link in the show notes of this episode that will take you to your own bracket where you can fill out that bracket, submit it to us, and we are going to use the listeners' brackets as part of the justification for why one restaurant gets to go to the next round and the others don't.
Yeah, we got a lot planned for this. It's going to be really cool. We got listener input. We've got special guest judges. We've got a lot of cool things up our sleeves for this, and it's going to be a really fun time. March is a really good month to be a geek. 2026 is a great year to be listening, and we think it's going to be a real blast for everybody.
Yes. So please help us out. Go fill out a bracket and send it back to reedygeeks@gmail.com. The links will prompt you to make a copy of a Google Sheet, and you'll fill out your bracket in that Google Sheet. All right, back to the episode.
Here we go.
Disney World is built for families, friend groups, and groups with annoying matching t-shirts. But what happens when it's just you? No snack sharing, no ride debates, no waiting for someone to go to the bathroom just to have someone else need to go to the bathroom right after. Just one Reedy geek getting their own picture with a PhotoPass cast member. Today, we're designing our perfect solo park day. The strategies, the indulgences, the hidden perks of being a party of one, and why a solo trip might secretly be the most powerful way to experience Walt Disney World. All right, guys, did we come ready with our itineraries?
Is the cast member in the picture with you?
No. Just, it's a cast member, a PhotoPass cast member taking a picture of one solo person. I was trying to think of like the saddest thing that that you could see of one person doing at Disney World, which is actually a good question.
We're supposed to be promoting why this is a good thing.
Oh, yes. But you have to first start thinking it's a bad thing, and then we're going to convince you it's a good thing. What would be the saddest thing to see one person doing at Walt Disney World?
Riding the teacups, I think.
That's exactly what I was thinking. Teacups.
Wait, really?
Like you're just in there just spinning it yourself, or just not moving at all.
Not moving. That would be
not
it.
moving
It would
is
be
definitely
not moving.
sadder than moving. I think it's like dinner for one at Ohana.
Yeah. Actually, dinner for one, not at a bar. Right?
Right,
So
exactly.
If
you're seated at a table service restaurant that is either all families or all like people on their nice dinner at the end of their trip, like dinner for one at Citrico's, dinner for one at Ohana, like all these places where it's like the group's all together, it's a really special moment, and here I am sitting at a table for one.
Well, perhaps we'll have some comments on an element of my selected day, but I think it's about confidence. I have always been someone who had no problem doing things by themselves. And if you get self-conscious about that, or you don't really like to go out in public by yourself, go to the movies by yourself, go to bars by yourself, maybe this isn't for you, but
I do think it's kind of about how you carry yourself, right? Like you could
Sure.
make it sad and funny, like if taking the picture in front of the castle with the PhotoPass guy. You know, it's just you standing there, like just like completely no emotion on your face, taking that picture would
Well,
be
that's
kind
funny.
of like that's pretty
funny.
funny and sad, right?
I did feel kind of weird being the only person at Geo 82. And I think that's only because they treated me like I was with people. They like gave me the whole spiel and they like showed the menu around, but there was no one else with me. It was
In case you
a
had
little
an
weird.
imaginary friend.
Like yeah, so or
Oh my
maybe I don't know
God.
if they thought like other people were joining me, but I made it pretty clear that I was a party of one. So that was kind of an odd feeling, but I think that was just there specifically. I don't know.
That's funny.
That makes sense. I would say another thing that like I really wouldn't love going to like a lot of the shows. I don't think I would like not for me solo. I'm not gonna go see Villains Ever After by myself. Like that feels a little weird, even though it's an environment where it's just you sitting in a chair. Like it's not like an interactive experience.
Right. Like I'd have no problem going to the President's or
Carousel of Progress, I would do that by myself.
Oh, yeah.
Carousel
absolutely.
of Progress.
Filler Magic
But-
I'd even do by myself. But for some
yeah.
reason, like a lot of the Hollywood Studios shows, I don't think I would do them solo. I wouldn't do the indie show solo, Beauty and the Beast.
Yeah.
For some reason, it feels like a skip if it's just me.
Yeah.
And it's because I'd feel weird being in this huge crowded theater where it's like, and me.
What about the where you see the princesses at Magic Kingdom?
Oh,
What's that one with the door like appears and
character meet and greets are a big skip.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure there are people that do solo character meet and greets, but I don't like doing character meet and greets with a group of people. So
Yeah, we're not the target demographic for the meet and greet, so you're not going to get the best character meeting experience.
right?
Put it like that.
yeah,
Yeah.
I agree.
Calm down, Rover. I was only kidding.
So, is there something at Disney that you would only do if you were solo?
Honestly, I think I might do things that are more expensive if it's just me, because it's just me spending the money. And maybe, this comes off a little selfish, but if you're doing a solo day or trip in Disney World, and you can be a little selfish about how you're spending your money, the experience is specifically for you. Whether it's a tasting or some kind of food or beverage experience, I think I would do something that's a little more elevated in price by myself as opposed to doing it with like a group of, two or more.
Interesting. Yeah, I kind of see that. As far as like what I would do, like maybe I would lean into more thrill rides, because I'm often just picking one big ride to like break off and go experience that solo. But without having to wait on anybody, it's like I can just stack all the thrill rides I want and then chill. Like I think that's something kind of appealing about the solo day. Do some re-rides on some stuff that I only do once maybe.
Yeah, I agree that. So like doing rides multiple times, right?
Yeah.
Like last time I went to Animal Kingdom with my wife, she doesn't like to do Everest, so I went on Everest once, right, and then we left. But I could see myself having like, oh, let's see what the back is like now. Let's see what the front is like now, or
Yeah.
or just like doing the single rider just over and over again a couple times,
Right. Be like, I'm going to be at Everest for the next hour. If I get on it 4 times, awesome. If I get on it twice, great.
Right. Yeah, I could definitely see that.
That's not to say that having other people with you is a bad thing, but you're not having to, keep other people's wants or things they want to do or things they want to see in mind. You're just doing what you want to do.
And it's only your time too. So like, another thing that I don't usually do is park hop, but I think on my solo day, I think I can park hop because I don't have to wait on anybody else. Like I'm more willing to be like, hey, I don't need to spend all day in this park and experience this whole park. I can just do the 3 or 4 things I really want to do and then get out of there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a good point. And you're going to be faster in transportation in general. So
yeah, everything is a little faster when you're solo. So it's kind of nice.
Has anyone ever done a solo trip here? Have you guys ever done a solo trip, or would you do it?
Not a full trip, but I've done a day. I've done a day a couple times actually, or like evenings and a few hours here and there.
Yeah, I've done solo days. I've had kind of half trip solo, half trip not solo, but I don't know if I would be interested in doing like 4 to 5 full days by myself. As much as I don't mind doing things by myself, I think I would get a little bored of me. And I'd probably spend a little too much money. But I think 1 to 2 solo days is the sweet spot. If you're either a local, like if you're like drivable, or you just like you got a sweet airfare deal and you can't let it go. You know, you've got that round trip Frontier for like $75. You can go down for a day or a night and come home. 1 or 2 days, I think, is the sweet spot for a solo time.
I agree. I wouldn't want to be solo for more than about a day and a half. So, like, I guess there is something extreme, right? Where you're saying, like, oh, there's a Frontier where I'm just going to bring my backpack and it's $50 or something. I'd miss no time at work. I'd just leave Friday night and I'd come home Sunday. Yeah, I could get into that because that really is just one day because you're kind of the airport kind of sucks the rest of the day out of there anyway.
I think a weekend is like the perfect amount of time. Yeah. And it's actually, I think that if you have a solo trip, I feel like it's a completely different mindset than a solo day, right? Because why do you have a solo day? The other people that you're with, where are they? You know, are they doing things that you're just not invited to, or like, you know, what's going on? And especially for us, you know, if you live there, like Sean had said, you know, obviously you can have a solo day all the time, right? But it's probably not going to be a full solo day where you're actually staying on property. Like it's going to be like a couple hours. I have some time to kill. Let me go, you know, to the bar in Epcot, you know.
So, yeah, I had a day like that where I had a flight that landed earlier. Both of my examples of that, like I spent basically an afternoon in Disney Springs and then met up with Sean at the Polynesian. And then, and then I've also done it where the people I was with, Andrew, wanted to go to work that day and I didn't. So I took the first flight out and he took a flight that went after work. So he showed up at like midnight and I was in the park by 10:30.
Yeah.
So
I'm thinking like it's more than that though. A solo time.
That was a solo day. 10:30 in the morning to midnight is a solo day.
Yeah. That's a good point.
I was up at like 3:30 in the morning and then met up with you at midnight. Like that was longer than most people's days.
I guess if you're on a trip for an extended period of time with like a bigger family, maybe there's a time when other people are doing stuff that you're just not into or part of, and there's more of an opportunity to be by yourself. But I'm just thinking like it's one person going. You're not already there part of a trip. You're not already, because if you're there part of a trip, there's a higher % chance that you do have pre-existing reservations or plans that at some point that day you have to be a part of and join up again, which kind of defeats the purpose of planning out a day.
Purposes.
Yeah.
Agreed. But I would say that I could see a scenario in which maybe you're meeting extended family and you decide that you want to go a day early and you're gonna get a park day in by yourself before you meet up with the family, because maybe that just takes the pressure off of you feeling like I have to do something, I have to do this. I can help them have a good time because I already had my good time yesterday, you know?
You know what the worst part of a solo trip to Disney is?
What's that?
You have nobody to split the $60 Uber from the airport with.
That is a good point.
On your own.
I thought you were going to say that you were responsible for the full cost of your
that too.
Grandestino tower room.
Yes. You have no one. You have no one. Yeah, you have no one to give side eye or cold glances to when you get the statement. You'll just have to look in a mirror. I've done that.
Point. You did this.
We have done that twice.
We're all looking for the guy who did this.
Yeah.
I have a bad feeling about this.
So, I've never done a solo trip before. The closest I got to was after my bachelor party. I was staying a little bit longer than you guys were, but I was with Michael. So, that wasn't not completely solo. I was still staying with him. Actually, it's not solo at all. So
that's not solo at all.
That's not solo. I haven't done this. I've thought about it though, of what I would do, and I feel like it's different. I'm excited to get into it. But what's something that you guys definitely wouldn't do solo?
I mean, I kind of said this already, but I definitely, some of the shows I wouldn't do, even though I like them and I think that they're good on paper. Mostly because, and now that I'm thinking about it, maybe it's just a time thing, and that like I'm just going to value my time of going on a thrill ride, checking out this weird nook or thing that like, in a group, it's hard to explain why you want to like watch a certain thing or go explore a weird corner of a park. But by yourself, you don't have anyone to answer to, and you can go explore and do some things that you would never have done if you were in a group setting.
So that's more of like what you would do only solo.
Right, but also like, I mean, as a counter, as a foil to like spending my time at these longer shows, these real time commitments. Actually, probably same with most of the nighttime spectaculars. I'm not gonna go watch Phantasmic by myself.
Happily Ever After.
If I was in Magic Kingdom, I can't not watch it. Happily Ever After. I love it so much, but I don't think I'm going to Magic Kingdom on my solo days.
I think I know I had said earlier I would do things that maybe were a higher dollar amount because it's just me, but I don't think I would want to do a tour solo, because I would want to have that memory and like have like things to talk about. Like, so I would almost feel, even though like it's kind of weird to say, even though you're with other people in the tour group, I would feel loneliest, I think, doing that, because like you're very obviously there by yourself, and like other people are probably with people they're talking, they're commiserating, they're like, sharing facts and experiencing it together. And I probably wouldn't want to do a tour solo for the money that, you're spending.
Yeah.
The only way I would do a solo tour like that would be if it was just like me and the cast member one-on-one.
Yeah, okay.
Then I would be like, oh, that'd be awesome. I'm just talking to a cast member that knows everything. Like, that would be rad.
Yeah, who's kind of forced to be there.
Right, exactly. Then you're not solo anymore. Right. You're paying someone to hang out with you.
Yeah, you're buying a friend.
If one of you guys decided for your ideal solo day was getting VIP treatment all day, is that a solo day? You're spending the entire day with a Disney cast member.
What if your solo day was just parking yourself at like Rose and Crown all day? You have the bartenders there. Are you really solo?
Are you really solo?
I think that's a solo day.
That's
you
true.
Can make friends on your solo day. That's okay.
They have to be pre-existing strangers.
Imagine you were like, I cannot talk to anybody. Someone tries to talk to you, you're like, nope, I'm on a solo day.
I'm solo.
I'm solo. They're like, I don't want to join you. I just want to ask where the nearest bathroom is. Something I probably would not do on a solo day would be a full resort day. I probably wouldn't go to the pool for an extended period of time. Maybe if I, to go for like a quick dip and then that's it, sit there for a bit and then get out. That's fine. But I probably wouldn't go to plan to stay in the pool area for like an entire afternoon or something like that.
Yeah, I get that.
Seems like a group activity, or at least one.
Yeah,
other
I guess
person.
flying all the way to Florida and exclusively flying all the way to Disney World just to sit at the pool all day feels counterproductive.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
Like read a book. Like that's nice, but yeah.
It's a bad use of resources.
Right.
I think I'll take one of those newfangled trolleys down to the drugstore soda fountain and meet the boys for a cold sarsaparilla.
All right. So we created our dream solo day itineraries. What do they look like? JJ, let's start with you.
Okay. Well, something to mention is that we will post our itineraries on our Instagram, and just tell us whose solo day you want to hijack and experience for yourself.
Not join. You can't join.
No, because we're solo, remember?
You're solo.
Wait. What if they're doing it parallel to you, not with you?
They're 20 yards away from you at all times.
That's awesome. Please let us know if you want to do our solo days parallel to us.
If you want to shadow one of us weirdly all day.
At a 50-foot range.
All right, so JJ, what's your day look like?
Okay, so it's my day. I'm doing a couple things that I don't usually do, which is I feel like it's, kind of nice to explore something new. We kind of touched on this a little bit. I am park hopping, and to no one's surprise, I am also still rope dropping. I'm also gonna, again, kind of what Sean said about like spending money or whatever. Like it's easier to buy one lightning lane than 4 for your whole family or whatever. So I am gonna buy individual lightning lanes for 2 attractions, both for Rise of the Resistance and Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind. It was tempting to buy Cosmic Rewind and then rope drop Epcot and just continually ride Cosmic Rewind all day. That was an option in my head. I didn't land on that. I think to everyone's benefit.
Do you think that'll ever open up to single riders?
I
Probably.
can't see why they don't. Like, it makes sense. The way that they're bunching people up is a little bit cumbersome. I don't see train stacking, though, so I guess they're still efficient enough.
So one thing that they do that not many other rides do is that they have 2 lines, one for odd and one for even. So because of that, every train is going to be full always, because 2 odd numbers make an even, and evens are always just even. So you're always going to be able to fill the train.
The design of that.
Got a little math lesson there.
Yeah.
That's good.
Emily pointed that out to me the first time we rode it.
Math teachers.
She was like, that's brilliant.
Yeah.
Why don't they do that on every ride?
Because single rider line is great.
Yeah, don't take away our single rider line.
Right.
For our solo day.
Okay, so since I am buying the individual lightning lane at Rise of the Resistance, I think you guys know where I'm starting my day, and that's going to be at Disney's Hollywood Studios. So I'm not sure. What are your thoughts, guys? I'm going to need your input here. What time of year are we doing this? Is Rock and Roller Coaster still the current version? Is it closed? Or is it the new Muppets version?
I say it's the new Muppets version, and don't look back. Look forward,
Okay.
right?
Okay.
And everything is working. It's A modes for everything.
So let's go. I'm going to rope drop Rock and Roller Coaster starring the Muppets. Then I'm going to go on Tower of Terror. Then I'm going to go on Minnie and Mickey's Runaway Railway.
Nice.
Grab my breakfast Ronto wrap and use my Rise of the Resistance lightning lane.
Okay.
Then I'm going
Nice.
to meander my way out the gates. Maybe stop at Baseline, maybe stop at Tune-In Lounge. Kind of slowly make my way over to the Skyliner so that I can hop on that and head over to Epcot. I'm kind of imagining now it's like, at this point, it's probably like late lunchtime. It's probably like 1 o'clock or something like that. So I'm arriving. I'm in World Showcase. It's 1 p.m. it's just jazz. If it's festival time, I'm hitting festival booths. Otherwise, maybe I'll go to the UK for fish and chips. But I'm bopping around the World Showcase. Definitely getting a moonshine sour. I am also definitely getting a Moroccan mule. Maybe I'll check to see the single rider line at Remy, but probably not. Maybe this is the interesting one because I want to see the new Frozen animatronics.
I was gonna say, I know he's got to mention Frozen.
I gotta mention animatronics.
Him in the faces.
Yes, the faces. I'm all about the faces.
But JJ, let's say you've already seen them before,
if I've seen them before,
right?
I'm probably skipping it. But in this scenario, let's say it's this summer and both things are open, right? Because Frozen, that ride goes down all the time. Sometimes you can catch it like in the late afternoon, like reopening. Like, I'm just going to monitor. I'm just going to pass through Norway on my way to Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind. You know, if it's less than 40 minutes, I'll hop on the line. If not, I'll save it for another time.
Okay.
I'm not doing super long lines at all, you know? Then I'm going to use my Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind lightning lane, you know, late afternoon, probably like 4 or something, you know, 3 hours in a World Showcase, couple drinks, some food. Then after that, I'm going to head over to the land, ride Living with the Land, and then head out the door. As I'm heading out, I'm walking out the front, and I have a little game that I'm going to play. So there is a guy on TikTok. His name is Spencer Fines. And he was a guy that last year was on a mission to find like the best espresso martini in all of Disney World. And what he also does is he plays a game at Disney Springs called Bus Roulette, where he just hops on the next bus that shows up. So I am going to play a little transportation roulette at the front gate of Epcot to decide where I'm going to have.
Oh, okay.
So I have highlighted all of the places that I could end up. So it's all of the moderates and deluxes that have bus transportation, and then also I put the Polynesian twice because the Polynesian will be the first stop on the monorail if the monorail is the first piece of transportation that shows up.
Yeah.
So the Polynesian is on this list twice. Someone spin a wheel for me just for the sake of me not putting my finger on any scales. So the options are
spin a wheel.
Monorail to Polynesian, bus to Polynesian, Contemporary, Grand Floridian, Wilderness Lodge, Animal Kingdom Lodge, Saratoga Springs, Old Key West, Port Orleans French Quarter, Port Orleans Riverside. So it's going to be one of those 10 options.
All right, you ready for the spin?
Spin the wheel. Where am I going?
Spin the planet, puppet. Spin the planet.
Thumb Wars? Is that Thumb Wars?
Thumb Wars, yeah. All right, Port Orleans French Quarter.
Okay, so Port Orleans French Quarter.
I would take a boat down.
This was an
Springs.
option he wasn't planning on getting.
I was really hoping not to get that, but you know what?
I know what I would get.
So here's the thing. I am going to take the boat, but before I hop on the boat, I'm going to eat in Springs. But before I get on the boat, I am going to hop into the Scat Cat Club. I'm going to get dessert first. I'll get some beignets and I'll get a drink from the bar.
That works.
And then, so I'm going to hop on the boat to Springs, which is fine because that was my plan anyways, that I was going to have my evening in Springs. So considering that, I'm going to head to Jock Lindsay's Hangar Bar. I'll have dinner there. They've got some appetizers and stuff. They've got really good drinks. Great theme. Love that spot. Oh, gosh. Because I got beignets, maybe I'm going to scrap my Dole Whip and watch the volcano go off at Swirls on the Water. Or maybe I'll just 86 the beignets and still get my Dole Whip. Or I'll do both. Who cares?
You're solo. No one has
to know.
No one's going to know.
Right. I'm solo. No one will know that I got beignets.
Right.
And a Dole Whip. That's the real answer. So I'll go to Swirls on the Water. I'll get my Dole Whip. I'll watch the volcano go off. I'm going to hop into the pin store and the Christmas ornament store. And then before I get on the bus back to my resort, I am going to stop in at the Polite Pig for a bourbon.
What is your resort?
What is my resort? I don't know. It depends on the budget and why I'm there solo in the first place. If it's just me by myself, if we're talking about we got a Frontier airline deal and I fly in on Friday and this is my Saturday and I'm flying home on Sunday. Probably for cost's sake, let's say All-Stars, one of the All-Stars, just because who cares? It's just a bed.
Amen.
And you know what? It does the job. I don't see the need to go any higher. Although I love going to Coronado. I want to stay at Grandestino or at Wilderness Lodge soon, but it seems silly to do that when you're by yourself. Might as well just stay at All-Stars and get the best price.
Fair enough. Sounds like a good busy day.
Yeah.
I don't think it's like so much that it's like you can't do this in a day.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, and then a souvenir, maybe a souvenir for myself to force me to look at the line at Frozen is maybe I'll stop into Gare Ness and get the cologne.
Oh, a good cologne. That's a fine scent.
Yeah, Gare Ness for men.
All right, Sean, how about you bring us through your day?
A lot of this day, I'm drawing from experience of a solo day that I've taken. As you know, I'm not a rope dropper. I don't necessarily subscribe to the practice. I'm a man of leisure, similar to our recent guest, Professor Leisure.
Honorary geek, honorary professor.
Yeah. But that doesn't necessarily mean we're going to be sleeping in. This is one day. We have to make the most of our time. So my plan would be to start the day by grabbing a 7 or 7:30 a.m. tea time at Disney's Magnolia Golf Course. And for the sake of the trip, we're staying at Pop Century. Why? We'll get into that shortly. A round of golf at Disney's pace is probably somewhere between 3.5, 4 hours. So late morning, we're heading back to Pop Century, quick shower, get ready, and then we're headed to Pedal's Pool Bar. Why Pedal's Pool Bar, you ask? Because that'll be the first bar that qualifies as part of my afternoon Skyliner bar crawl.
Oh,
I'll be grabbing the Skyliner from Pop Century, and for a couple hours, making my way around, going to Caribbean Beach, going to Riviera, stopping off at the end of the line at Boardwalk and somewhere around Beach and Yacht Club. A couple drinks, a couple hours, nothing too crazy. And then somewhere around 3 o'clock-ish, we're going to get, we'll have already purchased an advanced single lightning lane for Guardians of the Galaxy, Cosmic Rewind, and we'll be riding that.
We're going to be 20 yards apart for that.
Right.
yeah.
And then from about 3:30 to 6:30, we'll be playing the hits around World Showcase. We're not going everywhere. We're not going to every country, but we're going to get a margarita. We're going to get a Moroccan mule. We're going to get an orange slushy. We're going to stop in and have a beer in Germany, but nothing too crazy. Because at 6:30, we're going to take a ride on Living with the Land. A little living buzzed with the land at this point in the day.
Truly living.
And then truly living. And then at 7 o'clock, we are going to do what my other two co-hosts said they would never do. And we're going to have dinner for one at Le Cellier.
Wow.
We have
We
have a table for one. And because we've been drinking a lot of the day, we're ordering everything. We're getting the ribeye for two. We're getting the Brussels sprouts, the mashed potatoes. We might even order the French fries. We're getting the chocolate cheesecake for dessert. We're going all out.
You're getting a ribeye for 2 for 1?
For 2 for 1. For 2
for 1. For two people
for 2 for 1. This is a solo day. On a solo day, you can still order food for more than one person.
We ended up microwaving frozen pizzas.
Yeah, no, we're loading up. We're filling it up, getting the protein in there, protein and starch after a day of drinking nothing but beer and cocktails. And afterwards, much like JJ's day, we're heading out the front door and we're getting on the monorail to the TTC and we're going to walk to the Polynesian. We're going to get our hands on a couple more drinks and we're going to make our way to the beach and we're going to watch Happily Ever After from the beach at the Polynesian.
Oh, nice. That's a good day.
Yeah, and then the day is not over.
All right.
Because after that, we're going to head down to Disney Springs and a little of this, a little of that. Boathouse, little Raglan Road, little tomfoolery.
What's the last stop?
Last stop is probably... I like a bourbon at the Polite Pig, but to have a day that is a little bit different than JJ's in some regards, we'll probably get a Guinness at Raglan Road to end the night.
Solid.
And then bus back to Pop Century.
I love it.
Awesome.
Yeah, I would do that day too. Gladly.
It's a good day.
I mean, again, you also did the two rides. You did two rides, which is something so interesting about Disney World, right? It's this whole world, and we like rides, but like you picked doing two rides.
Right. If you had your druthers, there's so much more to do in Disney World than parks and rides.
Yeah. I mean, I
have
went
a
pretty
sneaking
ride heavy in the
suspicion, though.
morning.
Yeah, you went ride heavy. I have a sneaking suspicion Andrew will be going on a lot of rides too, but we'll wait to hear his thoughts.
Well, I am sorry to disappoint you, but I'm not going on that many rides.
He's just going on one ride.
Just joking.
Over and over and over and over again.
It's the Three Caballeros, and I'm going to ride it. I'm going to try to beat Ron on the Go's record of like 78 times in a row. Which is actually true. he did do it that many times.
I hope you brought your adult diapers to the only way you could beat them.
Okay, now, boys, if you just stop carrying on like, we just might dedicate this next song to y'all.
I feel like a lot of this is going to be like you wake up and it's like, what are you going to do with today, right? But if I were to plan my best itinerary, I would start at the boardwalk. That's where we would be staying, and we would be up and at 'em. So one of the reasons why I want to stay at the boardwalk is I've said this before on the podcast. I think that it has the best transportation options, right? You can walk to Epcot and Hollywood Studios, and you're on the Skyliner. And from Hollywood Studios, walking to Hollywood Studios, you can then go to any resort that you want. So you just have a lot of options staying at the boardwalk. So I'd stay there. I'd be up and at 'em, and I'm going to go into Epcot real early and get some breakfast in France.
Oh, that's nice. Okay.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Maybe rope drop Epcot and just pop in, pop out. You know what I mean? Like, get that breakfast.
Get your croque monsieur.
Right. Eat it next to the fountain, like everyone does, and then head out. And I'm going to take the boat then to Hollywood Studios. So this is something that I probably wouldn't do if I was with someone else. Maybe I'd take the Skyliner there, or we would walk there. But I'm going to take the leisure boat. And I think that's what this day is going to be, a lot of leisure activities.
Yeah.
We're going to go to Hollywood Studios. Same as JJ, I'm hitting Rock and Roller Coaster and Tower of Terror. But then at that point, I'm probably not going to go on any more rides. I don't think I'm going to go back to Star Wars Land, to Batuu. I'm going to stay in the front, maybe take a stroll around Echo Lake, depending on the time, like how long it took me to do Tower of Terror and Rock and Roller Coaster, and how I'm feeling. Maybe get a drink at the Tune-In Lounge, but then head out.
How you're feeling? You're gonna let how you're feeling prevent you from getting.
Yeah, you're right. We're getting a drink. We're getting a drink.
He's just trying to be
Tune-In
polite
Lounge.
in case it's like still 9:45.
But it is Disney World, and so I'm probably still doing that, even if it's 9:45. I'm taking the Skyliner to Epcot, so we're getting in another form of transportation there. Back to Epcot, right? Back to Epcot, and we're going to start our World Showcase lazy stroll. So it's going to be at least 11 o'clock by the time this happens.
Yeah.
I'm going to start with getting some lunch, fish and chips in England.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to walk around hitting the big spots like Sean was saying. But one thing I'm going to make sure to do that I don't really do when I'm in a group is really take notice of the details of each of the pavilions, really, go far into the pavilions, looking at things that you don't necessarily look at. So I'm going to try to one drink Maybe not just one drink per pavilion, but I'm not going to get the drink
Maybe
and
two
then walk
drinks per
away
pavilion.
from the pavilion. I'm gonna get the drink and then stay in the pavilion until the drink is absolutely done.
You're not drinking and walking.
No pass through.
No, I'm not drinking and walking.
No flyover states.
No.
Just
Gotcha.
No.
you're gonna spend time in each spot that you stop in.
Yes.
Okay. Is
Yeah.
that every country?
Um,
Are you stopping in every country, or are you skipping some entirely?
I think that I'm going to say that France is already done. So maybe I'll skip France and go to Morocco, Japan, America. I'm going to stop and get some barbecue at Regal Eagle too.
Okay.
And Italy, there's not too much to see in Italy. But yeah, I would stop there as well. Yeah. I guess I'm stopping everywhere.
it's
I'm
Stopping everywhere.
Yeah.
Italy's a short trip, and espresso martini is a pretty quick drink to drink.
Yes, exactly. So I'm going around to the front, and I'm going to do a little bit of a tipsy ride on Spaceship Earth, and of course, Guardians of the Galaxy, having a lightning lane for Guardians of the Galaxy. Then, unlike you guys, I'm not going out the front. I'm going to utilize the fact that I'm staying at the boardwalk, and I'm going to do a bar crawl around Crescent Lake. So I'm going to start with Beach Club and with Martha's Vineyard, head on in there, have a drink. So I was originally thinking maybe going to the monorail and doing a monorail crawl, but that could be a lot of chaotic and busy for just like a solo day. I wanted to be a little bit more relaxed.
Yeah, I also think the monorail crawl at this point, now that I don't want to say boring, but like the least exciting option.
I mean, there are 2 bars in each of the monorail resorts now. You can do easily.
Yeah.
So like Tambu Lounge and Wailulu in Polynesia.
Yeah, that's true.
Perch and Enchanted Rose. I mean, also Citricos and Narcoossee's both have bars.
And they're very good bars. I would actually go there over Enchanted Rose.
Agreed.
But
I'd rather
Perch,
go
I
to
would get-
Citricos.
I'd get one at Perch.
Citricos had a great old fashioned at Citricos.
Yeah.
But I think in terms of scenery, yeah, it's the best one. I think Skyliner is the best one, but I think a Crescent Lake bar crawl is a nice stroll.
Yeah, it's a nice stroll, and Crescent Lake in the evening is beautiful. That's really nice. So Martha's Vineyard, Cruise Cup, and I don't think I'm going to include Swan and Dolphin, but I am going to go to the Abracadabra bar, I'm blanking on what the name is.
Bellevue
in
Lounge.
The boardwalk, or the Bellevue Lounge. Thank you, the Bellevue Lounge. Also hit up, get at least like one drink at Cake Bake Shop, and but yeah, I'm gonna end my night at Bellevue Lounge and go to bed
With a $30 slice of cake from the Cake Bake Shop in his hand.
I forgot to mention, dinner is gonna be at Cruise Cup, so I'm gonna get that Yachtsman dinner, that Yachtsman food from Cruise Cup.
Oh, okay, cool.
Oh, and Ale and Compass Lounge. Ale and Compass, forgot about that.
Oh, okay.
Oh, and another thing.
Oh,
And,
we're building 2.
well, that's all part of the crawl. It's all part of the crawl.
Well, there was an episode. What did we? Because I famously don't listen, but I also don't know how much of this would have even made it into the episode. There was an episode we did where we went on for like 20 minutes about like saving the boardwalk and bringing the boardwalk back.
Oh gosh, that was so long ago.
So yeah. Like just how the boardwalk is it feels like a criminally underutilized area of the resort, that like it's so underrated and it's such a nice place to go.
Yeah.
They really, in the early 2010s, it was the place to be, and they completely killed that. They got rid of Jelly Rolls. They got rid of ESPN Zone. They make everything close at 10:30 at night, and
Well, that's just Disney, which I think is such a pain
criminal.
in the butt. What was the I forget? I keep forgetting the name of the brew pub that was there too. I always forget the name, but there was a little like I always thought of it as like a John Harvard's kind of place. Like it was a good restaurant
like
that made its own beer.
Yes.
Yeah.
I forgot the name
Really
of it.
good. Bring back the boardwalk.
Someone right now is screaming in their car the name of that brewery.
Hopefully.
You know what? I actually am going to go also to the Dolphin, and they have a good lobby bar. The Dolphin, Fins is what it's called, and that's it's a really nice lobby.
Is it Jimmy Buffett themed? Fins?
No, it's not.
Big River Grill and Brewing Works.
Yeah, it's Big River. Okay.
Yes, Big River. We did it! All right. Well, so why don't we go through, starting with JJ, just kind of giving us a brief overview of your day, so we can remind everyone what our itineraries were.
Okay, so I'm going to be rope dropping Hollywood Studios, hitting the big thrill rides, using a lightning lane at Rise of the Resistance, grabbing a drink at Tune-In Lounge, then hopping on the Skyliner to Epcot, playing jazz in the World Showcase, then hopping on another lightning lane of Guardians, Living with the Land, a little transportation roulette to Port Orleans French Quarter, going to the Scats Cat Club, then hopping on a boat to Disney Springs, Jock Lindsay's Hangar Bar, Swirls on the Water, hop into Pin Shop, Christmas Ornament Shop, Polite Pig, and bus home.
Nice. All right, Sean, how about yours?
We're starting the day with a morning tea time at Disney's Magnolia. Then we're going to go back to our resort and get ready for our afternoon Skyliner bar crawl, starting at Pop Century, ending at the International Gateway entrance to Epcot, where we're going to play some hits around the World Showcase all day. We're going to do a lightning lane ride of Guardians of the Galaxy. We're going to ride Living with the Land, and then we're going to have a delicious dinner for one at Le Cellier, followed by a monorail ride to the Polynesian, where we're going to have a couple more drinks, watch the fireworks from across the lagoon, and then we're going to go back down to Disney Springs and end the night with a couple drinks bopping around and just having a good time down at Springs, and then a bus back to the resort.
All right. I am starting our day at the boardwalk, getting up and rope dropping breakfast in the France Pavilion, then heading over to Hollywood Studios via the boat, going on Rock and Roller Coaster and Tower of Terror, getting a drink at to Tune-In Lounge, the Skyliner to Epcot, and a lazy stroll around World Showcase, stopping off, getting some fish and chips in England, getting some barbecue at Regal Eagle. Hopefully when I'm getting that fish and chips, the piano guy is playing. I'll take a pause and listen to him. Getting on Spaceship Earth and riding that, riding Guardians of the Galaxy, and then heading to Crescent Lake, which is where the Boardwalk Beach Club and Yacht and Beach Club and Swan and Dolphin are, and doing a bar crawl around there, hitting Martha's Vineyard, Cruise Cup, having dinner there with the food from the Yachtsman. Fins, as I said before, Abacadab Bar, Cake Bake Shop, and JJ, what's the hotel
Bellevue.
called again? The hotel bar? Bellevue. Yes, Bellevue Lounge. And that's going to be my day.
We all know that I had the best day, so let us know in the Instagram.
Debatable. Andrew couldn't even remember the bar he wanted to go to, so we know his day's boring.
We all know it's not his day.
Bellevue.
Oh, maybe he's got a chance after all. Okay. Do you think we have time for a little game?
I think we've had enough fun for one episode.
Yeah, we already kind of gamified your trip there, your itinerary.
Oh, okay, so spinning a wheel once counts as a game now. I get it.
Yes.
We hit our fun quota.
All right, so Sean, why don't you take us out?
Thanks for listening to another episode of the Reedy Geeks podcast. Like, rate, and subscribe wherever you get your podcasts. Any questions, comments, concerns, future titles, or topic ideas, email us at reedygeeks@gmail.com and check us out on all our socials at Reedy Geeks. We'll see you next time.
Please go fill out your brackets. This week's Honest Send-Off comes courtesy of JJ and the Geeks.
If you have an honest send-off that you want played at the end of one of our episodes, please submit an audio clip to us via our email address, reedygeeks@gmail.com. Reedy Geeks, a Walt Disney World podcast, is hosted and executive produced by Andrew Shopey, Sean Murphy, and JJ Hefner. Music and audio engineering by JJ Hefner.
Bon voyage!